concept up into the mountains. So right where we're going, we're going to have another loop on top of this going up to that ski hill. So, let's see what we got for switches. Now we started with this transformer right here because we had 2 loops to power. It's an older Lionel type KW transformer and rated at 190 watts. And if you look at the manual on this thing, it produces maybe 140 useful watts, and because some of it has to go to accessories. And if you look at the terminals, you got 1 track, 2 tracks, corresponding with the 2 handles, and then of course this is common and that's common, and these here are constant voltage or accessories and the like. So basically it says from here to here you can get to 20 volts, from here to here it's a straight 20 apparently, from here to here it's 6, from here to one of these others it's 14 volts. I guess from here to here is 14 volts. Really what they've done is they just tap different spots on the coil and the transformer. So this is a variable for the track from 0 to 20. That's a variable from 0 to 20 controlled by these 2 handles up here, right? It has direction control for both tracks. It's got a whistle control for both tracks. It's kind of clever. And of course these are how you operate and increase and decrease the voltage for both tracks. And it has a circuit breaker where that red light turns on. We demonstrated that. take a look at this old transformer. It's an old type K. And this one here is also rated at 150 watts. So if you get, say, 20 volts out of this, which you get about 18 to 20 volts, and then 150 watts, you just divide one into the other to figure out what the amperage capability is. So what's it, about 8 amps? And this thing here, you know, it really works pretty well. We've taken it apart and made it safer. You have to do things like that. They had cardboard in there for insulating between some of the wires. So what we had done was we pulled it apart and put in a shrink wrap in all the exposed wires, a different cord for plug into the wall, and replaced all the cardboard with something a little bit more substantial for insulators on the inside. So yeah, it's kind of goofy and kind of old, but I don't think it's dangerous. I think we're okay. Put an 8 amp fuse in there so that it has some level of circuit protection. And believe it or not, that thing really cranks out the power. It really does. I've been able to run multiple units on that, and that's what this is about. I've only got like $17 in this one, but I really can't recommend this because you really don't know what the condition of the insides are on these things. And I'm not going to be the guy who does the how-to videos about tearing them apart and fixing them. I'm more about showing what the opportunities are, and as much as I have fun with this, I've relegated it to a test transformer for now. And I think the one issue I have with that is as you go from the different voltages, there's a stop, there's a pause. It goes, let's say, from 6 volts to say 8 or 10, to say 14, to say 18, to 20. As you move it across there, it stops, 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 stops. And of course, you know what happens when you interrupt the circuit on a Lionel engine that has an E unit, right? So this is not my first choice. The next transformer, I've got a pair of these, and actually the solution to my problem is just 2 of these. It's the best solution. You can get these for between $50 and $75. And again, it goes from 0 to 20 volts. It has a whistle capacitor in there. It has a direction control which just breaks the circuit. And you have a variety of different terminals to work from. Usually it'll be AU between the track, and then this would be for the accessories. But if you don't want to go full 18 volts, you have the BU for a little bit less voltage. And but this is just very versatile. And here's what it says about itself: 125 watt output. So you can figure out that it puts out about 6.5 amps, and I've proven that reliably. So 2 of these transformers is the cheapest and probably the best solution to my 2-track problem where I have multiple units, because I can easily handle 3 units on this, you know, and I don't need 4. So the novelty side says I want to go more, but the practical side says this is a very, very good solution. Now there's another solution I found, and that's this right here. And like this transformer, rated at 150 watts, this cheeseball Marx transformer is also rated at 150 watts, but it also has a circuit breaker, and it works. I've tested it. But man, I'll tell you what, it just feels cheesy, and I'm not sure how secure that that is. We're going to run that a little bit and just run the train. You're going to have to excuse my layout. We're adding another layer, so we're doing a proof of concept. This is not how it's going to be when it's done, but I just wanted to make sure the circuitry and the track was working and stuff like that. We have a bunch of changes that are going to be happening simultaneously. But one of the things that we're doing is I'm going to put a terminal block right here so I can try different transformers and change them out easily. I'm going to put a voltmeter, digital voltmeter right there, so I can read out the volts as I'm operating the transformer. And I'm looking to get some ammeters so I can also start measuring the amperage on this for real. But these Marx transformers, I mean, I really like the fact that it has the circuit breaker, and it works really well. Now basically it has your track terminals right there, and this is a straight 15 volts for accessories, which actually works pretty good. I've tested that, but I think what we're going to do now is run the train. Let me turn on my fluke. go from DC to AC volts. Okay, so let me turn on the transformer. So I guess it works. I mean, I don't want to run this guy right here if I don't have to. But one thing that transformer does is it really does crank out the amperage. There's no doubt that it does that. And if I'm running 10 volts, I'm running 3 units. Now, and it seems like it does it easily. So that's an option right there, and I think I bought that for $35. So there's big power for 35 bucks. Now I would be a little careful with these. I mean, these are old, and obviously they're not UL rated. I don't see UL on them anywhere, where all the Lionel stuff is. At least the post-war Lionel stuff has got the UL rating, which means it's well protected and the circuit breakers and all that. But tell you what, for cheap horsepower, that may be an option. I guess it calls itself a Marx 1859 transformer, 150 watt output, and it looks like it does every bit of it. So let's just run the train a little bit, let this guy do his thing. What I might do is I might go ahead and put a 4th unit. And I know that would be pulling over 6 amps, and we'll see whether or not it goes to a circuit breaker or warms up or anything else that shows signs of distress. Alright, this is that cheesy Marx transformer, 1859, powering 4 powered Lionel alphos. Powered A, that's my hacked up powered B. That's a powered A unit turned backwards, and that's also powered, so that's 4 units. So let's go give it some, a little bit of voltage here. Let it run for a little bit and see how it does. put some weight on this top section here. So I'm going to rate that Marx transformer a qualified success. I had to remove some of the other transformers around to give it some space. So, but certainly an option. I mean, if you need a couple of transformers to power a loop, you know, think about that. If I'm getting these for say under 50 bucks, 3 of those, 150 bucks, you've got yourself a whole lot of horsepower. I'm still going to defer to these as my best option. Get one of those per loop. I still think that's probably the best option for me. As much as I like that KW, it just simply doesn't have the amperage capability to do what I'm trying to do, and we've proven that now a couple of times. So let me take this one and put it right there where the Marx is, and see whether or not its circuit breaker kicks with those 4 powered Alcos. Alright, have it all plugged in, all hooked up, got all the residual stuff out of the way. We have powered A, my hacked up powered B with a magnet traction motor, another powered A MPC. Both of these are MPC era motors, and of course we got another powered A back there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Each of those is going to draw between 1.5 and 2 amps. Let's see if this guy can handle it.